All right, Ryan Figueroa here, joined by Claremont Mudscripts head coach Edwards. Coach, obviously you guys knew you were going to get into the tournament after getting the automatic bid through winning the conference, but what was kind of your first thoughts on the draw coming down here to San Antonio facing TLU?
Well, we were super excited to be obviously in the tournament, and then I think we were excited again that we weren't going to be in the freezing cold either in Chicago or out in Iowa somewhere. So it's sort of 65 degrees here and sunny, and the facilities you guys have here are awesome. So we were really excited to come and play and be part of the NCAA tournament.
Absolutely, and what more can you kind of say about TLU? Obviously one of the best attacks in the country. You guys kind of boasting one of the best defenses in the country. What can you say about that matchup?
Yeah, I mean, whoever you play in the NCAA tournament at this stage is going to be really powerful and be well versed in both ends of the game, both attacking and defending. So obviously TLU have some special players and have scored a ton of goals, and we'll do our best to sort of nullify that and defend them really, really well. But whoever you play at this stage in the tournament, it's going to be a challenge on both ends of the ball.
And if the viewers aren't familiar with your team, what's kind of just a short, brief summary? What is your team about?
I think we obviously collectively we defend really well together. We play simple. We play kind of fast. I think our team believes in each other. I think if you watch us play, I think they believe in each other, and we saw that from TLU last weekend. Yeah, it's a great group of guys, and we're just really thankful to have another chance to play together, and we're going to keep fighting for that for as long as we can.
Absolutely. Awesome. Thank you so much. Best of luck this weekend.
Appreciate it.
All right, Ryan Figueroa here, joined pitch side by the SCAC champion TLU Bulldogs. I'll start first with you, Luis Green. Obviously, you get another goal today. What can you tell me about this team and why they're so successful?
I don't know. It's just the grit and everybody working together. Everybody works hard in the morning. We train harder than any other team, and consistency is everything. And I just got to thank the coach. He's the best coach out there, and without him, we wouldn't be anything.
Absolutely. And then for you, Lalo, obviously senior year, looking to extend it now into the NCAA tournament. What can you tell me about the progression for this team over the 4 years you've been here?
Man, it's gotten way better, man. From the start, first tournament we had, we fell short, and finally we did it, man. After 4 years of working hard, and this coach by our side, man, he did it all, man. We did it all together.
Coach Salazar, obviously former player, you live and breathe this program. What does it finally mean to see your team out on top?
It means everything to me. For those that know me, they know how much this program means to me. And whenever we look at the joy that they can have, just so they can see all of that hard work come all together in 2 days. It took a long season to get here, and the humility that these boys show and the rest of the team, that is why we're here today, 100%.
Absolutely. Congratulations, guys, and good luck in the NCAA tournament.
Thank you, Ryan.
Y'all enjoy the celebrations. Have a safe trip back.
Ladies and gentlemen, Trinity University and the NCAA promote good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and fans. We request your cooperation in supporting the student athletes and officials in a positive manner. Profanity, derogatory comments, or other intimidating actions directed at athletes, officials, team representatives, or other fans will not be tolerated and are ground for removal. Again, please do not go onto the field at any time, including at halftime or after the game. We appreciate your cooperation in creating a safe and positive game environment. Respect. It's the name of the game.
Ladies and gentlemen, from across the country, welcome you here to San Antonio, Texas, the Tiger Network, Paul McGinley Field for this year's opening round of the NCAA Men's Soccer Tournament. This year's matchup in the first round brings us to Texas Lutheran Bulldogs against the Claremont Mudscripts College's Stags. I'm Ryan Figueroa here to describe the action to you all afternoon, joined by my partner Chris Gress. Chris, why don't you take us through the Texas Lutheran lineup?
Hi, Ryan. It's a pleasure to be here. What a day we have today. For TLU, we've got Caleb Weed in goal, defensive Lalo Lopez Rivera, Jared Esparza, Logan Hurt, and Kevin Chavez. In the midfield, Aiden Mata, Cole Welker, Nicholas Medina, and then the danger men coming forward, Cameron Towns, Marco Roman, and that man Lewis Green.
Obviously, we saw Texas Lutheran last weekend here for the SCAC championship. They took home the trophy, and they're looking to push on in this year's NCAA tournament back in the competition for the second time in program history, first time since 2002. For Claremont Mudscripts, head coach Matt Edwards, Adam Singer will captain the back line with, Eduardo Deonda in goal, Grant Donaldson, Troy Leyenbauer, Sameh Rahim, William Barton, Nate Huntington, William Burchard, All-American last season, Cole Smith, Ethan Ting, and Kevin Proudfoot. As the two teams here take the field, we're poised for what's going to be an extremely interesting matchup. Chris, what do you think, offense against defense?
Yeah, I think so. You've got one of the best attackers in the country in Luis Green for TLU, and then one of the best defenses in the country in the CMS. It'll be a great matchup to see who comes out on top.
Yeah, you mentioned Luis Green, the sophomore forward from Monterrey, Mexico. For those that aren't familiar with his body of work over his 2 collegiate seasons so far, 38 goals in 38 games with 5 assists. Current total of 81 career points. It's a TLU best through 38 matches. I'm sure he's going to go on to break all kinds of records. Currently 9th in the country in scoring. And against him is a extremely astute back line. It's going to be led by Adam Singer. Also, the left back Burchard, an All-American selection last season, 3rd team. Scored 6 goals in 2018. And this year, the Stags have only conceded 9, only conceded 4 last year. They don't concede very often, but they're up against a new task in Luis Green. And we'll see how that matchup plays out today. He's going to be supported by Marco Roman on the right, Cameron Towns on the left, Medina in the attack as well. A TLU team that's extremely hot, coming off of a couple tournament victories over Trinity and Colorado College. Center official Fevzi Demiram checks the goalkeepers, Caleb Weed and Eduardo Deonda. And we are underway here in San Antonio, Texas for this year's NCAA tournament. Claremont coming forward. It's going to fall to senior center back Lalo Lopez Rivera. Heads it back to his goalkeeper, Lopez Rivera, the SCAC tournament defensive MVP.
Lopez Rivera is going to be key for TLU today. Just, you can see in the opening 30 seconds the calm, cool, collected nature of him just heading back to the goalkeeper.
We've seen plenty of TLU throughout this season, of course, in the SCAC alongside Trinity. But Chris, you've seen Claremont Mudscripts play this year already once up in Dallas against Trinity. What can you say about that game up close in person?
Yeah, Claremont Mudscripts, they have, obviously we talked about it already, the great defensive organization. They're obviously coached extremely well, and just they strike on the counter, lightning pace, and they will punish you.
Caleb Weed takes the goal kick here for TLU, sent towards Luis Green. Header won by CMS. Sent out onto the right side for Jesus Medina. Can he get it under control? He's broken forward into the box now. And they're going to say came off of his hand. Going to be a free kick going the other way for Eduardo Deonda, who split time this year with Jacob Mays. Jacob Mays, a season ago in his first collegiate season, led the country in goals against average and shutouts. He starts on the bench, though, today, and that's just a testament to the depth they have in that position. Deonda sends it clear well past the halfway line. It's taken under control now by Ethan Ting. Led the team in scoring this year, the number 19. Excellent ball to spray the play wide now. Coming forward, 1-against-1 with Logan Hurt. Gets to the byline, puts the cross in comfortably into the arms of Caleb Weed. For TLU, first NCAA tournament appearance since Eddie Salazar, now the head coach, was the team captain, the center back. Led them to the 2002 tournament in which they fell to Trinity. For Claremont, first time back in since 2011. And they won in the first round against Chapman, went on to lose to Redlands in the round of 32. So no NCAA tournament experience on either side. You think that'll play into maybe some nerves here?
Yeah, maybe, but I mean they're both in the same boat, really, aren't they? So they should have no fear going forward. They don't really know what to expect, so I think they should both go out wearing their hearts on the sleeves, and I think we should have a good game.
Yeah, these two teams haven't met at all, really, as far back as I could go into the archives to look for a potential matchup. So new opponents and a new stage for all of these players as well. Brought forward here by Proudfoot. It's going to go to Adam Singer. Was able to speak with yesterday in the build-up to this game. We'll have interviews with players on both sides. The halftime break. So that one's headed back to Weed by Kevin Chavez. Singer extremely well-spoken. He talked a lot about how he missed his sophomore season through a season-ending injury. And the team suffered that year, went 4-11-1. Since he's been back, we obviously talked about the last 2 seasons, the defensive success they've had. 25 shutouts in 37 games. The impact, the numbers speak for themselves for Singer. Ball over the top here from Welker. It's a searching one, looking for Luis Green. 1-against-1 with that man, Adam Singer. This is an extremely interesting matchup to watch. Two players, that you'd expect to be in that conversation for All-American. Matched up today. This one over the top for Towns. Flag's gone up on the near side. Wouldn't have counted if he could got on the end of it anyway. Searching ball there from Chavez. Down there just lays the ball out in front of him. Allowed to take a couple of touches forward. TLU retreats back towards their goal. Ball that time off the head of Ethan Ting. That's turned over though by the Stags. They've got it back now, around halfway. Luis Green here spearheading. It looks like almost a little half press. Gonna let the goalkeeper play, but the closer you get to the halfway line, the more pressure you're going to be under from this Bulldog team. We saw that against Trinity and Colorado as well last weekend. This one mishit clearance here. Ethan Ting intercepts, and Logan Hurt is forced to put it out of play for a throw-in on the far side. Chris, opening 5 minutes here, what are you seeing really from the pattern of this game?
I see TLU just setting up their line of confrontation a bit deeper than usual, I'd say. I think it's important for them not to concede a goal, because if they go a goal down, we know how hard it is to score against this Claremont Mudscript side. I think they'll be looking to just not concede today.
I'll put in there
a goal.
On the far side. Both teams really adept at hitting on the counter-attack. Saw that, the late Luis Green goal against Colorado College that really iced it in the 3-1 victory. Came on the counter-attack, supported by first-year Marco Roman, 10 assists, alongside Luis Green. Medina as well on the right side has come into his own as of late, tends to score in the big games. Had a couple of goals in the SCAC championship matches.
Yeah, Medina has a great knack of popping up at the right place at the right time. Usually not the hardest of finishes, but he always does great to get into the right position.
Welker wanted to lift that one over the top. Esparza now drops it back to Lopez Rivera. He's made an impact ever since arriving on campus in Seguin. He was the SCAC Newcomer of the Year his first season. Now he's starting to get plaudits on the big stage. Championship tournament defender of the tournament, This one's brought forward though by All-American left back Burchard for the Stags. Now they're going forward on the right side. Logan Hurt here, backpedaling towards his goal, forced to defend. Ball taken towards the end line, and it's going to be the first corner kick of the game, conceded by the Bulldogs.
And that corner all comes from the composure of Burchard at left back. He does brilliantly to get around his mark and produces a great ball into the attack.
Looks like he's also going to head out to take this. William Burchard, the junior from Tucson, Arizona. Scored 6 from set pieces and penalty kicks last season. Scored more than the defensive unit allowed. Not bad for a left back here. He's got his left arm raised as he's poised to send this one into the area. Plenty of height in the CMS team. Can they take advantage here? Towards the back post. Singer rose to meet it, and it was Roman off the line. Those two key cogs of the defensive unit for CMS nearly providing offense here if it wasn't for Roman. And we're going to have a penalty here. It's unlucky for Medina, but it was clear as day. The ball popped up into the right hand. We can see the initial chance now. Singer almost unchallenged. It was Roman off the line. But what a chance now for CMS. It's going to be Burchard from 12 yards. Center official Fevzi Dimiram had no doubt.
Yeah, not too many complaints from the TLU players either.
It's just unlucky, isn't it, as the ball's dinked up into the hand. Maybe it's intentional. It looks like he's trying to flick it around the corner.
I think it's harsh to call it intentional, but it's a clear handball.
It's going to be the number 15, William Burchard here. Steps back a couple of steps. One to his right. It's going to be a left-footed penalty here against Caleb Weed. And he's tucked it away, and the Stags taking early advantage here 8 minutes in. An All-American a year ago, he stepped up here on the big stage and didn't feel the pressure, did he?
Yeah, it does great to send the goalkeeper the wrong way. Tucks his penalty calmly in the corner.
Now, TLU pegged back early on. How can they respond? Huge stage for this young team. At the same time, though, the likes of Cameron Towns, Lopez Rivera, playing just to continue their collegiate careers, the seniors. Had terrific seasons, the two of them. Trying to make sure it doesn't end here on this Saturday.
I think the game's going to become quite open now as TLU have to come out their shell.
Chavez there challenging with Welker. Esparza wants to put it over the top. Proudfoot heads clear, flicked onto the midfield as well. Tracked down by Esparza in the center circle. 4 goals, 4 assists now for William Burchard, the left back.
Great centre forward play there from the number 19, Ethan Ting, to track all the way back.
Proudfoot again, meets it, sends it forward. Lopez Rivera, the two center backs, heading back and forth now. Neither team really establishing a flow of possession. That one flicked over the head of Hurt on the far side. Ball dinked in towards the back post, rising to meet it, and it's in the back of the net.
No goal, I think, Ryan. They're going to call a foul here.
It was in the back of the net, but it's ruled out. Nate Huntington rose to meet it.
That's a great bit of skill on the right-hand side. And a great ball in as well. See, I don't think that's a foul for me. It's a 50-50 in the air, and he's just out-jumped him.
No complaints, really, from the number 10 for the Stags. And you can probably hear head coach Matt Edwards is not pleased that his second goal has been taken off the board here. Fevzi Dimiram, the center official, again, decisive in his call. Texas Lutheran here, though, needs to wake up. They're in danger of being put out of this contest early, just 10 minutes in.
I think they've been given a lifeline there. That should be 2-0 for me.
Again, that time, it was Huntington up to win the clearance from Caleb Weed. Very similar header going over the top of the player. Not called that time. TLU fans, you can see they've come out in droves for this game. Just a 45-minute drive or so down from Seguin. They've been silenced here early on, though, with that goal from Burchard for CMS. They played a huge role, didn't they, in the SCAC tournament?
Yeah, they were fantastic, cheering their team on. I think that's crucial for Claremont Mudscripts to get that early goal. It's just shut them up a bit.
It's going to be a throw-in on the far side for TLU. TLU, as we mentioned, led by head coach Eddie Salazar in his 14th season as the Bulldogs head coach. His first NCAA tournament match today since playing in one as the team captain in 2002, falling at home to Trinity 3-0. Welker drops this one back to Logan Hurt. Welker forward to Roman. Good feet there in the tight spaces from the midfielder. Down the line for Esparza. Roman with a meaty tackle, but it's out for a throw-in on the far side. It's been really a 2-year rise for the Bulldogs. Last season was their best season since joining the SCAC at 9-6. Finished 3rd. This year they went one better, finished 2nd. And they went all the way in the tournament and took the title. And now they're here. And there's going to be a name in the book here. First one on the afternoon, Aiden Mata. That time booked for tripping up William Barton.
Yeah, I think he knew what he was doing there. He'd been turned by his man and had no option but the tactical foul.
Looks like Pritchard's gone across to take an in-swinging trajectory on the ball here. Singer's forward, looking to get ahead on it as he did for the corner in the build-up to the penalty call. That one, though, straight into the waiting arms of Caleb Weed. Can he get his team going quickly on the counter? Claremont pretty much all back here as this one's sent forward. Towns looking to track it down. He's not going to get there in time. TLU, one of 3 teams in the NCAA tournament this season for the SCAC. First time in quite some time that there's been that much representation from the Southern Collegiate Athletic Conference. Colorado College shipped up to Chicago this weekend. And Trinity and Texas Lutheran here will have the action between that team and UTD later on today. Green can't meet that one. He and Roman the furthest forward at the moment for Texas Lutheran, who haven't had a sniff of goal as of yet.
I think TLU just need to settle down a little bit. Get a few passes together. Get composure, get back in this game.
Proudfoot sends it down the line. Off the chest that time of Barton. Pressure there coming from Ethan Ting. Texas Lutheran able to play through it. Towns into the feet of Roman. Approaching the halfway line, his pass couldn't get through for Jesus Medina. It was interesting, the demeanor from Coach Salazar in the lead up to this game. He seemed very stoic, sat on the bench alone. Maybe a little bit out of character for him. He's a man motivating coach. Now he's up off his seat though. Barking orders towards his team to look to play down the line here. Singer battling Luis Green. Looks like Green couldn't keep it in play. In contrast, the other side, Coach Edwards for the Stags out there, involved in the warm-up, leading the back four through their paces. There's different approaches here for different teams. Same stage though here, NCAA tournament action, round of 64. As we approach the 15-minute mark, Claremont Mud Scripps leading 1-0 through a penalty. Tucked away by William Pritchard. That one sent into the crowd. It's going to be a TLU throw. You can also see plenty of members of this TLU roster that aren't listed today. NCAA restricting to 24 players dressing. So they're out there on the front row cheering on their teammates. There's the man that thought he had the second goal, Nate Huntington. Drops it back now. Pritchard coming forward from left back. Runs into Lopez Rivera, and he's cut out of position here. Numbers in the attack for TLU if they go quickly. It's down the right side with Kevin Chavez. Wanted to cut inside. William Pritchard does well coming back to defend there. Luis Green is going to win another throw-in for his team. So far, not just with the goal, but with his defending, the way he is on the ball, William Pritchard really passing the eye test for me, Chris.
Yeah, I have to agree. Looked very composed. Drives up the midfield very well. Likes to get involved in the attack. You like that from your left back?
Another throw for TLU just in front of their bench. It's coming from Mata now. Back to Lopez Rivera. Is going to send the long ball forward. Claremont Mud Scripps playing a little bit of a high line. At least leaving that space in behind.
Yeah, a bit dangerous with the pace of the TLU attack. But you're not going to question it, having them only concede 13 goals in the last 2 seasons.
They on to here to the center back, Proudfoot. Gets it back. Now he's going to drive forward towards the halfway line. Proudfoot allowed to step in to the attacking half. He sends the long ball forward. It's brought under control by Burton. Had a shot. It's going to be another corner kick. Tell you what, Claremont Mudscripts is extremely dangerous from these set piece opportunities. They've got a lot of height in their team, and even somebody that doesn't necessarily have the height, Nate Huntington, we've seen how he can get up and win a header as well. And with the delivery coming from Burchard, TLU has to be on their game here to make sure it doesn't turn into 2, as it so nearly did. You can see the setup here for the corner kick. Ting just in and around Caleb Weed, the goalkeeper. He's got 6 inches on the goalkeeper, doesn't he? This one's sent in towards the back post, headed back across. Spilled by Weed. He's come forward again. The referee has a decision to make, and he says no penalty.
It's a big decision.
It's out wide now. He's going to have a shot from distance. Weed able to hold that one. He was involved, wasn't he, coming out for that? Didn't get it.
Oh,
Got a piece of the man.
I think there's a big whiff of a penalty there.
Let's get a look at it here on the replay. Sent towards the back post. It's flapped out initially. I think the referee might have missed that one there. Claremont Mudscripts again, lucky maybe, or excuse me, unlucky not to have a second goal. Chavez wants the ball to Cameron Towns, couldn't find him. Medina now. Out wide to Marco Roman, popping up on the right side, down the line for Towns, cut out. And the play switch now out to the right side. Brought forward here for the Stags. Wanted the ball in behind for William Barton. Rolled all the way through to the goalkeeper. As this underway here once again. Ting using his body well. Drops it off. Look to go long. Logan Hurt cuts it out. Esparza. On the far side, good footwork from him, and he runs into Stags defender. No foul, says the referee. Well, instead he plays advantage. Tell you what, both of these teams playing extremely direct here in the opening 20 minutes. Very similar styles. CMS looking the stronger of the two teams, undoubtedly so far. The goal kick for Caleb Weed to take. CMS had 4 first team all SCIAC players this season, 3 on the second team. Singer, Barton, Burchard, and Sameh Rahim getting the first team plaudits. Handball that time called against Cameron Towns. Protest from the TLU bench. I don't know how much they can say after that. No call on the penalty shot against the goalkeeper. He's had a lot to do, hasn't he, the ref, Fabzi Demiram, so far.
And TLU starting to get into a bit of a knack of giving away penalties. Gave one away in the SCAC final as well.
Singer puts this one back across into a danger area. He continues to get up and win those, doesn't he, from the restarts. Nearly had the opening goal from the corner kick. Not really sure what they've called, but you see 2 goals on the season for Singer. Does most of his work at the other end, but he's proven adept at rising to meet these crosses. TLU looking to keep this one in the attacking half. Medina has it. He's breaking forward into the box. Medina, can he get onto his left foot? It's good defending that time from Grant Donaldson. Sophomore defender. Puts it out for a throw-in on the far side. Throw-in taken into Luis Green. Flicks it sky high. Didn't get much by way of putting it towards the goal. Green called for a foul there. TLU crowd not pleased, as the Bulldogs will be forced to retreat. Goalkeeper Eduardo De Anda sends this one in towards Ethan Ting. Stags applying pressure here to Chavez, and Caleb Weed comes out to claim. He might have the most touches in the Bulldogs shirt so far. The amount of long balls that CMS have just sent into his waiting arms. Lopez Rivera in towards Esparza. Strong challenge there from Samai Rahim. Brought under control on the far side with Grant Donaldson. Down the line, Ethan Ting. Good flick around the corner for Ethan Ting. Here he comes, down the right side. It's going to be another corner kick.
Yeah, Claremont Mudscripts definitely have more success on that right-hand side. They've been linking up well.
Yeah, Cole Smith, the right winger, senior forward, certainly been causing all kinds of problems on the opposite flank. So 3 corner kicks now for the Stags.
Yeah, these corners are very dangerous, aren't they?
Not the tallest TLU team. Lopez Rivera at 6'3". Outside of that, though, not a ton of height. This one's sending again towards the back post. Lopez Rivera is the one that clears. Green scuffs his clearance. He's going to be forced to defend here once again. Into the area now for CMS. Comes across now for Richard. Dinks it in towards the back post. Numbers there. Lopez Rivera comes through the back to win it, and the referee's given another penalty. Coach Salazar's 5 yards onto the field here in protest.
See, that one's less of a penalty for me than the one we've seen a couple of minutes ago, but I think that could be a bit of justice for the last one.
We'll see now as the senior defender, he does come through the back. There's not a ton of contact, but he impedes Ethan Ting's ability to take that one down and maybe turn and shoot. And now it's going to be Caleb Weed once again against William Burchard. Scored once, went to the keeper's left, looking for goal number 5 on the season here. This one would really put CMS in a good position in this NCAA round of 64 matchup. Burchard, same run up. Will they go to the same place? Left foot goes the opposite way, and he tucks it away just as easily. He doesn't feel the pressure, does he, the junior left back?
Fantastic penalty, under lots of pressure. And it's a long way back for TLU now.
So it's not easy to take 2 penalties in the same game. It's the mind games. Do you go to the same place? Do you go opposite way? Burchard elected to go the other way, and he really put it the only place that we couldn't reach it.
Yeah, it's not completely tucked, but just the power on it.
TLU going to make the first sub of the game as they bring on Braulio Adam for Marco Roman. Quarter way through this game, Claremont Mudscripts leading 2-0. It's been a disastrous start here for the Bulldogs in their first appearance in the NCAA tournament since 2002. This one headed back to Eduardo De Onda, sophomore goalkeeper for the Stags. De Onda sends it forward. You see the goalkeeper, only 4 goals against this season in 11 appearances. He's managed to displace Jacob Mays in between the sticks, who led the nation last year in shutouts and goals against Savage. Now TLU coming forward on the left side. Can Louis Green keep this one in play? No, it runs out. He's looking to get it back from Cameron Towns. The Stags going to make a substitution here. It's going to be Isaiah Alba, senior midfielder from Woodland, California. Into the game for Cole Smith, who's been very effective down the right side.
Yeah, and just looking at the CMS stats, they haven't conceded more than 2 goals in a game all season. So this is a mammoth task for TLU.
They'll have a throw in here on the far side in front of our traveling fans. Louis Green tries to get that one under control. It's been a tough task for him, as it so often is against some of the higher caliber opponents. He's not getting a ton of touches, but he's the type that doesn't need too many opportunities, just needs to get that look in front of goal. 2 more subs in for Claremont Mudscripts. Justin Blockman And Jake Allman, first-year midfielder from Seattle, getting some time here.
I think it's a well-earned rest for number 19, Ethan Ting. He's been everywhere in this first half, using his strength well up front and getting back on the defence as well.
It's like just a swap of the two forwards here as the substitutes look to combine high up the field for the Stags. See if they opt to go with the long throw. Looks like they will. Singer has that in his locker. So he comes forward from the back, the number 2 in white. Sets it up as the bodies are in the box here. TLU familiar with this strategy, maybe from the likes of Southwestern. This one's sent into the box, though. It's allowed to bounce. And rising to meet it at the far post was the substitute, Blackman.
What an entrance that would have been. It's only been on a couple of minutes.
See, that one allowed to bounce. Lopez Rivera couldn't meet it initially, and Blackman did. He just couldn't direct the header goalwards.
You've got to say it's a good chance. I think 3-0 would be good night for TLU.
As it stands, plenty of time for the Bulldogs to find their feet in this one. They look to do so here through Jesus Medina. Got the ball at least in the attacking areas now, but the Stags able to send it back the other way. Braulio Adam on the turn in midfield. Loses his footing. Now white jerseys flooding forward in the attack. Down the right side, Raheem still on the dribble. Good footwork from him. Takes it past a couple of defenders. It's out for a throw. Defensive midfielder there showing off some flair on the dribble. It's going to be another long throw. Adam Singer up from the back. There's a couple of goals to his name this year. Can he create here from the long throw? There's not a ton of space for him to get the run up that he wants in the far corner. Just a one step and launches it into the area. Up to meet it. It looked like it was Richard again. Looking for his hat trick.
On a hat trick from left back. You don't hear that very often, do you?
Came into this game with 3 goals. He's looking to get his 3rd already in this first half. Be another sub. Raheem out for Evan Kim. Another one of the first-year midfielders for Coach Edwards. Not afraid to turn to his youth here with the 2-0 advantage in the first half. This NCAA tournament matchup. Sent towards the halfway line. Esparza flicks it on. Just no run that time to meet the flick. Picked up by Deonda. Sent out to the right side. Launched forward. And Lopez Rivera coming together that time. I say not much more in that one than the one that was whistled for a penalty, but referee makes the motion no foul. Medina off of his head back in towards the halfway line. Medina gets it under control out to the right side for Kevin Chavez. It's repelled by Proudfoot. Drop back to Chavez once again for TLU. Welker, past 1, past 2. Can he pick out a pass? Infield now for Chavez. Has to be careful not to turn it over as there's numbers in the attack now for Claremont Mudd Scripps. Coming forward down the left side. Daniel Road. Low ball in. Didn't get the whip on it that he would have wanted. Ends up in the arms of Caleb Weed.
The freshman Jake Allman, number 14 for CMS, looking to make an impact straight away. Picked up the ball in the midfield. Good turn. Runs the ball out left. They just couldn't get it back to him.
Braulio Adam here. Can he keep this one to play on the far side? He can. He's got 3 teammates to his right as he comes in field. Drops it off to Esparza. Has to be careful as a man coming from his back. Chavez now. A little bit of time for him as he goes down the line for Luis Green. Green with the first touch down the line, dealing with Burchard. And fouling him in the end. It's going to be a free kick taken by Eduardo Deonda for the Stags. Last season, an extremely successful one for Claremont Mudscripts, especially on the defensive end, only conceding 4 goals all year. It was the best in the nation, and yet they were left out of this NCAA tournament after losing in the semifinals of their conference tournament to the team we eventually saw here in San Antonio, Chapman. So I asked Coach Edwards during the week how that affected his team being left out of the at-large selections. He said it was definitely extra motivation having won the regular season championship and earning the opportunity to host this year. They had plenty of motivation to win the tournament. Not getting into the NCAA tournament last year was disappointing, but also a great learning opportunity, he said, to understand how to overcome some geographic disadvantages and build a resume befitting of an NCAA team. This year, though, they put it out of question for the committee as they won the conference. A couple of 2-0 results for them over Occidental and Redlands in the final. But they beat some big names as you look down their schedule, their results. Non-conference wins against Emory, Trinity, and St. Thomas from Minnesota.
Yeah, Ryan, a good sub here for TLU, I think, bringing on number 22, Zhao Maya. He's been, over the past couple of weeks, producing a bit of flair for the Bulldogs. Going to try and get them back in this game.
He's come on from more of a defensive-minded midfielder and Cole Welker. As Coach Salazar looks to try and get one back before the halftime break. He's going to have to defend a corner kick here once again. It's going to be taken by Cole Smith. Now it looks like Daniel Rode, actually, the number 11. The in-swinging delivery on the right foot towards the back post. It's an excellent service and a golden chance. Miss there for the Stags to go 3 in front. Looks like it was actually Rode that had the opportunity. It was Blackman that sent it in.
And just before that, Ryan Bashard coming off for a bit of a breather with another freshman coming on, Ben Pels.
Esparza in the midfield, flicks it on towards Zhao Maya. Just left his feet a little bit early there, mistimed the jump. The Stags have extremely physical side, and so far that's really been putting off TLU, I think, coming forward. Just can't quite deal with the physicality so far. Need to make some adjustments. A lot of times that physicality, it does come from the actual physical strength, but sometimes it just comes from the mentality. That mentality of, you're not going to beat me here in this one-on-one matchup. The Stags have shown that so far. There'll be plenty of one-on-one matchups here as the throw-in's going to be taken on the far side. Adam Singer sends it into the area. And the CMS head there to meet it. Jake Allman. Caleb Weed again called into action. Straightforward for him that time.
I think Claremont Mudscripts just look a bit more up for this one, to be honest, Ryan. Is the only thing I can put my finger on.
I think the nerves will certainly play a part here for the Bulldogs. They were a team that really nobody on the national level circled coming into this year as potential contenders for this NCAA tournament. They've really come on towards the second half of the season and took the conference championship, and rightfully so, with a pair of excellent performances last weekend. This one just put into the goalkeeper's arms from Kevin Esparza. Couldn't find a teammate. I think TLU has to be careful not to concede the third before halftime. As Weed slips, he's going to have to deal with this one. He's dribbling forward now as he sends it down the line. Composure from him, you have to say, dealing with the slip.
Yeah, it's well played.
Again, though, physical battles being won on the far side by the Stags. And it's going to be another corner kick. It's going to be a sub here at right back for the Stags. Number 18, Nate Brody, is coming in now for Grant Donaldson, starting sophomore right back. Really used pretty much their entire roster. It looks like Singer and the goalkeeper Deonda, the only ones that have stayed on so far through 34 minutes. This one sent in towards the back post again, rising to meet it, Singer. It's still not cleared. And Caleb Weed is able to keep it out. There's questions from our right, from the Stags bench, whether it was over the line or not. I think the official was in a particularly good position to see. Certainly wasn't. He almost lost the ball coming up.
Corners looks to be a big threat for CMS.
They're getting quite a few of them, aren't they? It's becoming an increasingly big issue for the Tigers. For the Bulldogs. Definitely looks like Weed was able to keep that one from going over the line.
Yeah, no goal line technology at Paul McGinley Field, unfortunately.
5 corners so far for the Stags, one of which led to that penalty in the opening 10 minutes or so, after it was cleared off the line by Marco Roman. Steve Richard, both goals so far, his 4th and 5th of the season. He's on the bench at the moment as this low cross is taken on the right side. The left back has stepped up. Some pressure moment so far and delivered for Coach Edwards' side.
The right-hand side still proves to be the most fruitful for the CMS team. Great bit of attackers out there.
Even with the subs coming in, it's been pretty much exclusively down that opposite side. This was the first year in Claremont Mudscript's history on the men's soccer side that they were able to take the regular season and postseason championships in the SCIAC. Certainly one of the best teams they've had. This is their 17th appearance in the NCAA tournament. Coach Edwards has really built his side for games like these. They defend well, they're physical. As Green brings this one down, he's inside the box and it's cleared back to the goalkeepers. Picked it up.
Yeah, Luis Green, unusually quiet today. Haven't had to say his name much at all.
Here's Towns on the ball. He's got Green breaking forward. They look to use him down the left flank. Luis Green here once again. Can he get the cross away? He's got Towns at the edge of the box. Still looks to take his man on 1-against-1. Goes towards the end line. Left-footed cross comes in. It's repelled there. Still not cleared though. Bulldogs at the edge of the area. Out wide now. Logan Hurt, his crossover hit though. It's going to go all the way through for a goal kick.
Almost a case of the old curse of the commentator there as Luis Green tries to prove me wrong. It's good footwork from him on the far side, getting the ball into the area. I think the clearing header came from Ben Pels, the first-year defender on the field now as a substitute. Single digits on the clock now. 7 minutes and change left. CMS in control at the moment. TLU showing signs of life, though very recently. This cross is taken. It's going to be another corner. Number 6 now for the Stags. Coaching staff of Claremont Mudscripts extremely proud of their player Blackman there, winning a corner.
Abram Mendez ready to come into the game. He brings a bit of height off the bench for TLU. He won't be able to get in for this one though. As Ben Pels goes to the opposite side, the left back to take the corner. Singer and co forward in the area for the Stags. Pels gets that one wrong, doesn't he? But Green's clearance gives it back to Claremont Mudscripts.
You can definitely tell that CMS have been working on their corner routines this week. It looks like they're trying to play the ball to the back post to get headed back across. Quite similar actually to, I think, the tactics that the England national football team used in the World Cup a couple of years ago.
Certainly sending one of their strongest aerial threats towards that area with Adam Singer. Tries to put it back in for a teammate. Led to the opening goal from the penalty spot. So now TLU will make a couple of substitutions. Senior Chase Silk will come in as well alongside Abram Mendez. First year, 6'3". He's going to go into that midfield. He's from Cypress, Texas. He's going to at least bring the height for set piece situations. Cameron Towns, the senior, taking a seat here for the final 5 minutes of the half. This one's put down the line. Chavez can't cut it out. He's going to have to retreat now. Cameron Towns, a very versatile player for Coach Salazar. Saw him score the opening goal in the championship game last Sunday. The tremendous volley at the back post. But he's played forward, midfield, and defender throughout his career under Coach Salazar. He was the second team All-SCAC selection this year with 10 goals and 5 assists. Second in the team in both of those categories. He's on the bench now, though. As the challenge comes in, it's well won by Tyler Chen.
Yeah, that's a great tackle to stop the counter-attack. Brilliant centre midfielder play.
Giving away, though, that time to Chase Silk. Look to go down the line for Green. He gets it under control. He's got a run going beyond him. He's going to look to take it forward on the dribble. Spreads the play here now for Abram Mendez, the substitute. He's got a little bit of space here. He's going to go down under a challenge. No foul. Lopez Rivera here. Going to track it down up the other end. Comfortably into the path of Kevin Chavez, who drops it back. Now for Aiden Mata. TLU here with some possession. Coming forward from the back. Brought forward now by Logan Hurt. Beats a couple of players on the dribble, but his passing to Joel Maya isn't accurate. Maya wins it back, though. Can he bring it forward now for the Bulldogs? Numbers in the attack. He's got Luis Green to his left. He is eventually going to drop it off to the forward. Luis Green, sophomore forward from Monterrey, Mexico, gets the shot away. First sight of goal he's had. Drags it wide.
Some of the crowd think it's in as it ripples the net behind the goal.
There's good work there from Joel Maya, wasn't it? It looked like he was just going to throw his hands up, disappointed that he didn't get the pass. But he won it back, and he created this opportunity for Green, cutting in on his right foot. I think there might have been a save there. The referee didn't spot. As he points now for the goal kick, will be taken by Eduardo De Anda. It is the substitute there, Abram Mendez, up to win it. Uses his height well that time. And Green's running off a little bit of a knock here. That'll be a worry for the Bulldogs. Just had their first shot moments ago. Green, a player they certainly can't afford to lose. Trying to come back here from 2 goals down. That'll be one to monitor for the rest of this first half. The reserve forward, Avian Wires, has been sent down to warm up. Chavez here, 1-against-1 defending. It's going to be whistled, I think, for a free kick. It goes the other way, and the yellow card comes out. I didn't really see anything yellow card worthy in that. We'll maybe get a look at the replay. Daniel Road goes on the book. First name on the CMS side.
Yeah, looks like they're going to give Luis Green a bit of a rest here before half-time. An extra couple of minutes.
We'll see what the referee spotted here. I think maybe an elbow comes back in the Chavez that we can't see. That's the only thing I can think of that the referee would spot as yellow card worthy.
Green gives a thumbs up to the referee. All good to continue.
Lopez Rivera forward. Looking for the head again of Abram Mendez. Couldn't bring that one down. So we approach the end of this first half. Just about 2 minutes left. 2 goals on the scoreboard as well for Claremont Mudscripts. Both coming from their left back, William Richard, from the penalty spot. There's another penalty shot in there as well. Could have been 3. As Maya is deemed to have been fouled there by the referee. It'll be a chance maybe for TLU to send it forward before the buzzer comes. And one of the initial switch to Kevin Chavez, it was spotted by CMS. Good thing they didn't, in the end, look for the switch. Lopez Rivera across. Mendez, potentially the target. He's got the height to try and win this one. Lopez Rivera towards Mendez. Gets the flick on in towards Luis Green. It was accurate, but it was cut out. Going to have to be dropped back by here by Mata, and the back pass is under hit. It's a chance now for Claremont to get the third before halftime. Coming forward now into the box, Lopez Rivera back defending. He's marshaled extremely well. Still not cleared, though, for the Bulldogs. And there's going to be a foul going the other way for a handball. Talk about that, defending for Lopez Rivera, keeping his team in the game.
Yeah, great bit of defending, but I think the trigger just has to be pulled a second sooner. It seemed that he didn't want to go on his left foot.
Jake Allman, as you can see, had a lot of grass to run into.
Yeah, it's really hard to do, though. People say one-on-ones should be a goal every time, but you've got so much time to think about it. And you hear the foot's behind you.
Green using his body well there. Gets the ball under control in the center circle. Continue to create here in the final 30 seconds of the first half. Braulio Adams sends it down the line. It's not going to be able to be retrieved by Ralph Miller on the far side. So the clock's going to tick down here for the Stags in no rush. With a decently comfortable lead here. Goals coming from William Richard, the left back, from 12 yards. We unable to keep out either of the penalties.
9, 8, 7.
Chris, final thoughts on this first half?
Well, TLU aren't going to be happy with the second penalty, but I think it's a deserved 2-0 lead for Claremont Mudscripts. They've been the better of the two sides, and TLU are going to need some serious thinking at half-time to get back into this one.
So you can see the final stats for this first period of play on your screen. We're going to have a 15-minute break, and we'll be back with you here on the Tiger Network for the second half of action. You're watching NCAA Tournament Round of 64 play, TLU trailing CMS 2-0 at the break. All right, joined here at Paul McGinley Field by Claremont Mudscripts player Adam Singer. Adam, as a senior on this team, obviously you've seen a lot of growth, but you missed a big portion of your collegiate career with injury in sophomore season. How did that kind of affect you, and now bouncing back, do you feel like maybe you're a stronger player, stronger person?
Yeah, I think missing the season was obviously really hard for me, but that just only drove me more, made me want to work harder coming into my junior season to sort of remake my mark on the team. And obviously we bounced back really well junior year, and now senior year making it into the tournament. I'm really, really happy that I could have helped the guys make it this far.
Yeah, absolutely. And speaking on kind of that impact, you coming back into the lineup, last two seasons your team has conceded 13 goals in total. That's a remarkable number. What kind of what leads to that defensive success for you?
It's just being willing to defend, like being happy to defend. Every guy on our team is willing to put in the work, and I don't think you can give up only 13 goals without having that sort of mindset.
And then this year you're named Conference Player of the Year. You know, what does that mean to you as an accolade?
Again, missing sophomore year, it's absolutely incredible that I could have bounced back the way I did. It means a lot, especially being able to play in front of like this group of guys that I love, friends and family that come out and watch me play. But I couldn't have done it without the rest of my guys. Some of the stats that we have about, like, you know, they mentioned me like only giving up a few goals, but that's honestly a team thing. It's not just a one-man show.
Absolutely. And then I guess now as a senior, you're taking up that leadership role. How does maybe your position within the social aspect of the team change as your position on the field has been solidified?
I mean, just off the field, I try to just be a best friend to all the guys on the team. I mean, some certain guys respond to my leadership in different ways, and I have to be able to tailor that to whoever I'm dealing with. So I just try and have everyone's back as best I can, both on and off the field.
Thank you so much. Good luck this weekend.
Thank you.
Joined here once again by Claremont Mudscripts left back Will Burchard. Will, obviously this team has had tremendous success over the past couple of seasons. What does it mean to now appear in the NCAA tournament after a couple of really hard-fought years?
I mean, yeah, I think it's just fantastic, and it's a testament to our growth and our character as a team. I mean, coming from my freshman year with a 4-11 season, and then just going into sophomore year and junior, and just the growth that we've had as a team collectively on and off the field, it's fantastic to see.
and I asked Adam kind of what he thought about the defensive success. What do you think is maybe the key to the success that you've had on the defensive side of the ball?
Yeah, I think carrying off what Adam said, it's that willingness and that hunger to not let anything through. I mean, it's putting your body on the line, or it's just that extra run. I mean, it's everything's for your players and for everyone on your team together to just not concede.
And then obviously TLU poses some unique challenges. There's Luis Green is a big name that they have offensively. What is your guys' plan to kind of deal with him?
I mean, they're a great side. Can't take anything away from them with that. But if it's going back to what we hold dear to our hearts, I mean, it's working hard for each other and trying to stop them as best as we can. And, yeah, we'll work hard to do our best.
Awesome. And then obviously down here in San Antonio this weekend, 3 Texas teams. You guys are kind of the away side, but you're also the #1 seed. What are your expectations for this weekend?
I mean, whatever happens, but we're coming here to try to get 2 wins. I mean, like any team should. We're just going to work hard and try to do the best we can.
Good luck this weekend. Thank you.
Thanks so much. Appreciate it.
All right, joined here by Claremont Mudscripts coach Ethan Cable. Ethan, obviously you came in originally as a player, freshman year, had to deal with some really bad injury issues, and now you find yourself as a coach. What can you tell me about that progression and how it's been for you?
So it was initially really difficult. You know, I came in like most of the other guys, really looking to make a mark on our program on the field. But I realized that with my chronic hip issue that I wasn't going to be able to do that, but I care enough about these guys, and I really was looking for a way to help the program as much as I could, and realized that I could do work off the field. So I started off really as kind of a team manager, managing equipment, making sure everything was set for practice, and that really morphed into more of an assistant coach role. And this year I was officially promoted to an assistant coach, which was amazing for me. But it's been a great transition for me, and I'm just really happy that I've been able to stick with the program and find a way to make an impact.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a tremendous story, and it's a tremendous story of perseverance for you and for the program as well. They benefit from you on the sideline all the time, as your head coach would point out to us. Kind of mentally, though, when you realize that moment that you're not going to be able to contribute on the field, how tough was that for you, and how are you able to bounce back?
Yeah, I think that was one of the hardest moments I've had in my life, really. It's a sport I love, it's a sport I grew up playing. And, to make that decision to fully commit to say, hey, it's time to hang up the boots and really work hard off the field, that was just a really tough decision I made. But at the end of the day, it was a great decision, and it really helped me out because I could really kind of commit to figuring out how to play a role off the field. And I was a lot happier once I kind of made that decision and really got going and figuring out, what I can do to help the team in that capacity.
And so from both kind of a peer perspective, like you're obviously really close with the guys, but you're also in a coaching perspective, what can you say about this team and their success over the past couple of seasons?
One of the things I think has been the biggest change in the team is just a change in ambition. Coming in my freshman year and even my sophomore year, the goal was to make our conference tournament. And now our goal is really, the conference tournament is, we should be doing that every year. We're hoping to win it every year. Now we have ambitions to make it far in the tournament. And so I think, the guys have all realized how good we are and how good we can be. And we're really striving for bigger things than we were 4 years ago.
Awesome. We're excited to see it on the field this weekend. Thank you, Ethan.
Thank you.
All right, Ryan Figure here, joined pitch side by the SCAC champion TLU Bulldogs. I'll start first with you, Luis Green. Obviously, you get another goal today. What can you tell me about this team and why they're so successful?
I don't know. It's just a grit and everybody working together. Everybody works hard in the morning. We train harder than any other team. And consistency is everything. And I just got to thank the coach. He's the best coach out there, and without him, we wouldn't be anything.
Absolutely. And then for you, Lalo, obviously senior year, looking to extend it now into the NCAA tournament. What can you tell me about the progression for this team over the 4 years you've been here?
Man, it's gotten way better, man. From the start, first tournament we had, we fell short, and finally we did it, man, after 4 years of working hard. And this coach by our side, man, he did it all, man. We did it all together.
Coach Salazar, obviously former player, you live and breathe this program. What does it finally mean to see your team out on top?
It means everything to me. For those that know me, they know how much this program means to me. And whenever we look at the joy that they can have, just so they can see all of that hard work come all together in 2 days. It took a long season to get here. And the humility that these boys show and the rest of the team, that is why we're here today, 100%.
Yeah, absolutely. Congratulations, guys, and good luck in the NCAA tournament.
Thank you, Ryan.
Y'all enjoy the celebrations. Have a safe trip back. As we welcome you back here to Paul McGinley Field for the second half of action, we'll get a look at the first 2 goals here for Claremont Mudd Scripps. They have them out in front, 2-0. Has TLU in a unique situation. They've only come from behind to win once this year. That came at home against Colorado College in a non-conference matchup. They went 1-0 behind before coming back to win 3-2. Last time that the Bulldogs came from 2 goals behind to win was last season, September 18th against Southwestern. September 28th against Southwestern. They went 2-0 down and came back to win 6-5 in overtime. Different stage here, different opponent, and a much more difficult task as Claremont Mudd Scripps came out extremely strong in that first half.
Yeah, this is obviously a season-defining half for TLU here. We'll really see what they're made of. Massive task ahead.
Interestingly, to start here, no Marco Roman on the field for Coach Salazar. Looks like Braulio Adam preferred to him.
Didn't quite have that impact that we're used to seeing from him in the first half.
Looks very much like the starting 11 back out for Coach Matt Edwards and Claremont Mudd Scripps. And why not? They came out extremely hot against the TLU team that looked like they were dealing with maybe some nerves early on. Didn't really ever find their feet. They had 1 shot off target from Luis Green, whereas CMS dominated in the statistical categories. 9 shots, 2 in the back of the net, and it really could have been more. Excellent center forward play there off the chest, and now it's brought forward by Nate Huntington. Thought he had the second goal. It was disallowed for a foul. This one sent into the area, taken on the chest by Barton, and it's off the post. We didn't get there in time.
What an effort that was.
And big challenge there. Decision for the referee to make at the edge of the area. Now TLU comes the other way. Already warning signs in the second half coming from the Stags as Luis Green's on the ball for the first time. Sends it out to the right side. Flag stays down. It's a chance maybe for the Bulldogs to get one back here. It comes to Esparza at the edge of the area. Now he's got his back to goal out wide from Medina. Again, sent into the area. Poked clear. Braulio Adam at the edge of the area. Going to have a drive. And it's palmed away. And it was well done by the goalkeeper because Luis Green was lurking.
Going back to that Claremont Mudd Scripps effort off the post, it's a great turn. Absolutely fabulous play. Off the chest, on the half volley with the left foot. So unlucky.
Now, though, it's the Bulldogs threatening to score for the first time. They let that one run out for a goal kick. All action here in the opening 2 minutes of the second half. See that strike. You can see Green is there. If he just puts it back into central area, it's probably 2-1. Coach Matt Edwards not happy with a potential foul that led to that counterattack. He's still in conversation with the referee. The aerial presence of these Stags continuing to be a huge part of this game. This one sent down the left side now, brought forward by Richard. 2 goals to his name, sends this one to the area, looking for William Barton. It's through to the goalkeeper once again. Huntington puts it down the line. That's Ting on the dribble, takes it past his man, goes to the end line. Can he get the cross away? He's got Barton in the area. And say corner kick. Excellent turn of pace there from Ethan Ting to get to the end line.
Yeah, a little bit of a step over and then the change of pace to get in behind. Great play.
To be another corner kick. There were plenty of these opportunities for CMS in the first half. 6 corners to their name.
Yeah, they looked dangerous from all of them, didn't they? That ball not quite on in the corner circle there.
And go something off the training gun here to Brichard at the edge of the area. Has the shot. And it's held by Weed. Looking to go to him at every opportunity there again. Something they worked on during the week. They certainly look well drilled from these corner kicks.
Yeah, that time a bit of a cross shot.
This one flicked off the head of Medina. Towns applying the pressure to the back line of the Stags. Medina on the dribble, gets away from pressure. Down the line for Chavez. Esparza trying to turn. He's not allowed to do so that time. Leyenbauer, the left back, doing well. Proudfoot there takes the throw in front of some of the traveling TLU support. Seemed in good spirits as I went across to the pavilion at halftime. It's been a historic season for the Bulldogs. Their first appearance in the NCAA tournament since 2002. Their best ever season wins-wise. 15 match victories in 2019 are the most in school history. That includes a scholarship era back in the day at Texas Lutheran. He came into this one ranked in the top 50 for scoring, for assists per game. They have a free kick here, just hardly inside their defensive half. It's put down the line by Lopez Rivera, and the flag's gone up. Saw the idea. They were looking for, I believe it was Medina on the right side. Just went a touch early. Eduardo de Anda sends it forward. Lopez Rivera up to win it over Ethan Ting. Esparza into the feet of Towns, dropped back to Kevin Chavez. That one cut out in the midfield area by Landbauer. Braulio Adam forced to go back into the defensive ranks for the Bulldogs. We launch this one forward into the feet of Cameron Towns. Does extremely well to get this one under his control. And it's wide now to Logan Hurt, the left back. Hurt wanted to put it down the line for Green. And a good piece of skill there from Donaldson, the right back. And it's Luis Green going the other way, though, at least initially, until Singer came across to do the defensive duties. It's put down the line now. 1-against-1 battle here. William Barton's going to have an effort. And why not after he had that swiveling volley 5 or so minutes ago. He can smell a goal for himself. TLU going to go long from this goal kick as Weed motions for the center backs to head up the field.
That effort there from number 9 Barton. Fernando Torres against Blackburn-esque. If you haven't seen that goal, go look it up.
That time, though, he does well again to win a corner. Looks free to shoot on side. It's going to be Richard coming across now to get the in-swinging service on the left foot. He's got a wand of a left foot, especially from these set pieces. He scored twice from the penalty spot in this one. Those 2 goals, the difference in the first half. 3rd-team All-American last year. He's going to send this one in the area. Flicked on at the near post. Comes to the edge of the area that time. Donaldson misses his kick. Put wide again, though, for Richard. Richard on the dribble, loses out to Logan Hurt. 2 left backs there, 1-against-1 matched up. It's sent into the area. Lopez Rivera with the clearance. Welker up to win it in the midfield. Medina on the turn. He's not fouled, according to the referee that time. Neither team can get this one down. It's just been headers back and forth here. Richard, the laser beam. Send it forward into the area, looking for Ethan Ting.
No, neither team can bring it down, really, can they? Bouncing all over the place.
I think that type of game really favors Claremont Mudscripts and the way they like to play. As Green dinks this one into the path of Medina. Tried to get in on the turn, couldn't keep it under his spell. It's wide now. The dummy leaves it for Chavez, coming forward on the overlap. It's just a black hole, though, isn't it? Trying to go into that area where William Richard's patrolling so effectively.
We've earned a corner here, though, isn't it?
I think it's going to be a long throw. No, it looks like you're right. The corner kick as the players are up from the back. Braulio Adams sends it in. First corner of the game for Texas Lutheran. Luis Green at the edge of the area. Can he keep it alive? He goes square for Welker, whose shot's blocked. Now Esparza gets under control on a second touch. Cuts inside, wants the right-footed service. Blocked that time by Adam Singer. Logan Hurt as Luis Green's offside, but Lopez Rivera isn't. Would have been interesting to see if Lopez Rivera did get a touch. The flag would have gone up. Rivera doing everything he can to try and extend his collegiate career. He and Towns, two of the big contributing seniors on this team for Coach Salazar. Both selected for all conference awards this year in the SCAC. So Medina gets this one under control. Wants to go over the top for Luis Green. A lot on the pass, but the goalkeeper hasn't come for it. Green dealing with maybe some pushing, some shoving from the CMS back line. Referee says nothing doing. TLU certainly better, though, in this opening 10 minutes. Looks like they were maybe woken up by that shot off the post that started this half. They look like they could potentially grab a goal on the break.
Yeah, I think they're just trying to get Luis Green a bit more into the game. He was quiet in the first half. He'll be the key to getting them back into this.
Ethan Ting now in the corner for Claremont Mudscripts. Dropped off to Brichard. Takes a touch, sends the ball into the area. It's a dangerous ball. Met by the head of Esparza for TLU. Another volley attempt that time. It was Samai Rahim, sophomore midfielder.
Good connection on that one. Just whistled it wide of the post.
Weed going to send this one long again. 10 minutes into the second half. It's been much more even contest since the interval. In the SCAC championship game, it was 0-0 at the break. And we saw TLU come out absolutely flying, grab two quick goals that put them ahead to stay in that one. We remarked that potentially Coach Salazar's team talk playing a big role. Seems like he's got the boys up for the second half once again. Much tougher task, though, coming from 2-0 down. Lopez Rivera drops it off to Adam. Has to be careful with Barton on his back. Composed play there from the center midfield player. He's got it back now. Medina. Mata can't connect with any of his forwards. Adam doesn't get much on that header, and CMS looks to go the other way. Ethan Ting coming across. He's able to block the clearance that time from Lopez Rivera. Mata coming across to defend. Free header!
Oh.
And he was completely unmarked, wasn't he? It was William Barton.
Puts it a yard either side of the goalkeeper, and he's put them 3-0 up, but just goes right into the grateful arms of Caleb Weed.
Lopez Rivera caught out that time. All kinds of space. It was a good clearance, or excuse me, a cross as the offside flag's gone up. To find the head of a teammate.
The marking's just not quite there for TLU, and that is a great chance.
It was a pinpoint ball, wasn't it, to put it into the path of the forward.
I think he almost had time to bring it down and cushion it in.
Lopez Rivera takes the restart, sends it forward. Medina can't get there. Adam challenging that time with Blackman. Blackman does well to come away with that. Terrific play from the first-year midfielder. He's got his team again once coming forward in the attack. Dropped off now. Driving forward, Burchard. This one's going to be tough to track down, and eventually does run out of play in front of Grant Donaldson. Both teams going to make subs. Marco Roman coming back into the game for TLU, and for the Stags, it'll be Henry Cram and Ben Pels.
Number 20, Ben Pels.
Burchard coming off once again. I think maybe that's with eyes to a game tomorrow, isn't it?
Yeah, I'd say obviously it's a tough weekend playing 2 games in 2 days. Looking to rotate the teams. Only 24 players allowed across the 2 games, the same 24 players.
Certainly have to be smart about using your squad, and the CMS feeling a little bit more comfortable so far in this game. They withdraw their All-American left back. Don't think we'll see Singer come off the field, though, unless it gets more lopsided. Lopez Rivera, time for him. He's now being pressured by Ethan Ting. Sends it down the line. Luis Green's in the area. Proudfoot meets it with the header. Lopez Rivera does well. He uses his body, shields that one out. Marco Roman, first touch for him since coming back into the game. He's a player that has brought so much to the Steel U team this year. 10 assists as a first-year midfielder, including a pair of assists in the regular season win against Colorado College we talked about. 2 assists as well in a regular season game against Southwestern. He also had a brace against Johnson & Wales in a 4-3 win. But he's a player that you still see so much room for growth in. I remember talking to Coach Salazar ahead of the tournament last weekend, and I asked him a question that kind of led to me expecting maybe some complimentary words towards the number 10. But Coach Salazar wanted to emphasize how much better he can become. The coach feels he can really become a premier talent at the Division III level, and with that type of production in your first year, you see why. 2 subs again coming for CMS. Tyler Chin and Evan Kim, 2 first years coming in.
Yeah, those 2 had a pretty good impact in the first half, I thought. Getting themselves about, so they'll be looking to continue that here in the second.
Troy Lambauer and Samay Rahim take a seat. This one sent forward now. Under control, Luis Green. Numbers flooding back in white shirts, trying to win the ball off of Luis Green. They can't do so. He's got it now into the path of Jesus Medina. Down the right side, Towns. And it's cut out before he can get to it. It's going to be a throw-in for the Bulldogs. Edge of the area. Esparza just puts it into the arms of the goalkeeper. I realize I've been saying Jesus Medina, former winger for New York City FC in the MLS. This is Nicholas Medina. Apologies to him. Parton that time loses out to the TLU back line. It goes through to Caleb Weed. This punt in the direction of senior Cameron Towns.
I think CMS have marshaled this opening 20 minutes of this half very well. Haven't given anything away. Been looking very solid defensively and in the midfield.
Esparza looking to challenge that back line down the right side. Roman coming across as well. He's able to win it back for the Bulldogs. See last off of a Stags player. Maybe a corner kick opportunity. Joao Maya coming back into the game. He's coming on for the left back, Logan Hurt. Looks like maybe a roll of the dice here from Coach Salazar.
Yeah, they've got to get a goal soon.
Logan Hurt had a tough afternoon, had to deal with a lot of pressure down the right side, especially in the first half. Decent job from him. He's going to get a well-earned break. Braulio Adams going to send the corner into the edge of the area. Kevin Chavez, it was something off the training ground, but the ball from the corner was just tough for Chavez to keep down, wasn't it?
Yeah,
bobbling.
Very difficult to get the body shape right, so to keep that under the bar.
It's going to be 2 subs up front for the Stags. Jake Allman as well as Leonardo Lindo into the game. I think everybody now that's available for this game has appeared with the exception of Jacob Mays, the backup goalkeeper. As Coach Matt Edwards using his full squad here in the round of 64 matchup opening this year's tournament. Marco Roman going to try and keep this one down the line, unable to do so. He's going to have to put the brakes on before he heads on to the street. Big throw there, sent forward by Adam Singer. Under control now, substitute Leonardo Lindo. Brought forward by Jake Allman. Wants to go out to the left side. He's still got it under his control. On the left foot's going to have the strike. And for his sake, we hope he's right-footed. After he sends that one well wide. And well high.
Yeah, something I'll point out from that attack, though, for me that was interesting was that number 35, Leonardo Lindo, looked rapid getting forward. I think he'll be looking to strike on the counter.
Here's Luis Green. A lot further from goal than Coach Salazar would like as he drops that one back to Esparza. He's having to drop much, much deeper than we've seen him all season just to get touches. Looks like Cameron Towns now being deployed at left back, as Maya, the substitute, just came on, is now down the left wing. Maya, 1 against 1, beats 1. Now he's got 3 defenders up against him, and Adam Singer eventually hooks it clear. Towns under pressure is going to go back to Marco Roman. Plenty of good technical players down the left side here for TLU. Couldn't create anything though. Still alive as Towns finds Roman again. CMS just can't quite get it clear, and eventually they do. Mata challenging. He's got the ball back for the Bulldogs as they're going to bring in Abram Mendez to the midfield. I thought he had a positive impact coming in. He's got the ability to win headers in the midfield and from set pieces, which is really important against the Stags team. For the Stags, Isaiah Alba also back in. Senior midfielder from Woodland, California. 20 minutes gone in the second half. It's been better from TLU since the break, but find themselves down to a couple of Burchard penalties in the first and in need of a goal here and soon. Luis Green on the far side. On the dribble as he forces CMS defenders to continue to retreat. He's done well to keep the ball. Drops off to Kevin Chavez. Back to Green. Chavez makes the run forward, frees up some space maybe for Green, but the offside flag's gone up.
I think something that's very noticeable for me is the Claremont Mudscripts defenders actually don't have to do too much defending because of how well the midfield play. They do a lot of the defending and a lot of the cover in front of that defensive line. Great job of breaking up the play.
One of the things I heard from pretty much everybody I talked to on the CMS side of things yesterday in those interviews that you heard at halftime, just a team commitment to defending. Starts from the front. We see a lot with the midfield. This one's sent into the area. Lindo tried to rise to meet it. Just 5'7", one of the shorter players on the roster. Joao Maya loses out that time. It's brought forward again by the Stags down the right side. Under control with Grant Donaldson. Lopez Rivera comes across to win it. It's going to be a throw for the Stags. Adam Singer forward to take the throw. He's got the big one. He sends it into the area. Comes to the chest of Allman. Just dropped it back to Alba. It's going to be a corner kick, I believe. Quarter of this game left for TLU. Quarter of this game left potentially in their season. They're going to have to defend this corner kick here, but they need goals. Henry Cram to take, the junior midfielder. Sends it into the area towards the back post, rising to meet it. Again, Adam Singer. That time couldn't send it goalwards. Lopez Rivera doing all he can defensively. Now 1 against 1 on the far side. He's going to have to track back now, though. CMS in behind with Isaiah Alba on the left flank. And it's going to be a goal kick. And we'll get that sub of Ralph Miller into the game now for the Bulldogs. Nicholas Medina going to come off. Nine corner kicks now for the Stags in this game. 7 shots on goal as well. Really showing up well in the statistical categories as well as the scoreboard. Good layoff here, and here's a chance for Lindo to stretch his legs on the break. You mentioned his pace. He's got the ball now under control.
It's a great tackle.
Lopez Rivera does just enough. Claremont Mudscripts here, relentless down the right wing as Allman sends that one into the area. Flicked off the back heel, I think, of Lopez Rivera. Roman's going to take a big tackle that time. Grant Donaldson swinging a foot at it. Surprised to see the yellow card maybe not come out for the force on that one.
I don't think he meant it. He knew right away. He was at fault, just a bit late.
Stags, though, can they hit on the break? Lopez Rivera sends it clear, only a few back in black uniforms. Mata getting the challenge in that time. Excellent piece of tackling in the midfield that time from Tyler Chin. He's got Joao Maya down injured. It was a strong challenge, wasn't it? A fair one, won the ball.
All ball.
Doesn't make it any less painful here for Maya, the Brazilian. In his first year as a part of this program as well, he's one that looks to be a good long-term prospect for Coach Salazar, already making an impact. Looking at his knee here, which is a concern for him and for the team. Tilly only forced the one save out of Eduardo de Anda so far. You see just a tough tackle that time in the midfield from Chen. "16 shots, 8 on target for Claremont Mudscripts Colleges. 7 fouls, 9 corner kicks, and been offside twice. For TLU, 4 shots, 1 on target, 8 fouls, 3 corner kicks, and they've been offside once. It's going to be Medina back into the game for Maya, who nearly produced a piece of magic that got the Bulldogs back in the game. Just nobody providing the finish at the back post from the corner. He's struggling now. See if we see him again in this 2019 season. That one looking for the substitute Medina. Sent down the line. It's going to be tracked down by Isaiah Alba. TLU has to be careful. Abraham Mendez calling the ball in the midfield areas here. Jake Elman brings it forward. Looks to square it across for Lindo. Sends him wide. Lindo looks to get a cross in. It's a good piece of defending that time. I think from Mendez, tracking back, making amends for his mistake and winning the goal kick.
Yeah, you almost want to tell Allman there to just go on by yourself, son. He's drove it into the final third. Great little ball roll. Go yourself.
Karasinski and Ethan Ting back into the game now for Coach Edwards. They keep rotating throughout all the outfield players. Good first touch there from Nicholas Medina. Gets under control at the halfway line. Towns sends it towards Ralph Miller. Can't get it under control. Esparza's press. Wins the ball back for TLU. Mendez back out to Esparza on the far side. Uses his body well. Wants to go back into Mendez, but the pass cut out. Plenty of numbers streaming forward now in white shirts. They come forward down the left side. Chance here to potentially put this game to bed. Had Alman at the edge of the area, opted not to use him. Now they just keep possession in the attacking third. Tyler Chin wins the throw in that time. See an excellent day weather-wise for a couple of huge matchups at the Division III level. This NCAA tournament weekend, round of 64, TLU, CMS, and then to follow Trinity against UTD. A rematch of a game which saw Trinity win 2-1 in overtime here at this field to open the season. It will end the season for one of those two teams. We're excited for that one. About 40 minutes after the conclusion of this one. Still time, though, for TLU to maybe get themselves back into this game. Get the feeling they're going to need one soon, though. Trailing by 2 first-half goals from William Burchard from the penalty spot. There's the 10th corner now for CMS. Singer really wants that goal, doesn't he? He's up for almost every corner. Another player that has a real shout to be an All-American in his senior season. What a story he is. The season they lost him to injury 3 years ago. They go 4-11-1. Since then, they've been almost unbeatable over 2 seasons with him in the lineup. 25 shutouts in 37 games. He was the Conference Player of the Year this year. A rare honor just as a defender in general, getting that type of plaudits. Singer takes this throw, sends it down the line. He's got a cannon, doesn't he, from the throw in? A real weapon that CMS like to use at times. They've won a free kick here in a dangerous area. 15 minutes to go. I think there's a feeling, even amongst the TLU players, that the result may be inevitable here. Doesn't look to be a way back, does there, for the Bulldogs?
Yeah, I think that chance about 5 to 10 minutes ago, where they just needed to tap in at the back post, was crucial. That goes in, completely changes the dynamics of the game, but now, not much time left.
It's going to be an in-swinging delivery now from Ben Pels. Sends it in on the left foot. It's met by Medina. That time Mendez meets it with the header. Roman attempting to apply the pressure, just juggling that time. Isaiah Alba in the midfield. It may still fall for the Stags as it's sent clear by the Bulldogs. 60 yards from goal. Welker coming back into the game in the midfield for Mendez. Struggled a little bit that time with the pace of the game coming in. Certainly brings some physical gifts, the height and the strength. He was caught in possession a couple of times. I think that's why he's been withdrawn here for Welker. More experienced player, the senior. The driving run down the left side. The low cross comes in. It could be the third for Claremont. And he stings the palms. That was Leonardo Lindo. He stings the palms of Caleb Weed.
Claremont Mudscripts with a couple of chances to finish this game off. Good chances. That was great play on the left-hand side this time instead of the right.
See the first touch and then just flashes it right in the direction of the goalkeeper. Lindo that time with a big first touch. Even he can't keep up with it. Even as a junior, he looks like a very raw player up front. He relies on his pace. See 11 corner kicks for Claremont Mudscripts, who come into this regional pod of teams as the #1 seed, despite it being hosted here at Paul McGinley Field. I think that was just geographically more reasonable. 3 teams from Texas here for our 3 games. I have to say, of the 2 teams, it's Claremont Mudscripts that looks more likely to score.
Yeah, Coach Edwards has got to be happy with the way his team's performed today. They've come in very professionally, deservedly. 2-0 up, should be more.
Haven't put it to bed yet, though, as Justin Blackman comes back into the game. A 3rd goal would certainly kill it off here. Corner kick number 12 for the Stags, with 12 minutes to go in this game. Sending towards the near post. Lopez Rivera gets ahead to it. Welker blocks a shot. Again, he's up for a header. A little push in the back that time from Singer. He's going to have to retreat here as the Stags flood back. Aiden Mata sends it down the left side. They want to find Luis Green. Nobody, though, there to flick it on. Just finds the head of Adam Singer. Into the feet now of Ethan Ting.
Great ball.
Excellent ball through now for Leonardo Lindo. Lindo towards the top of the box. Just didn't have the connection that time with the pass. Needed to hit it maybe a little bit firmer. Looking for Karasinki. It's going to be Singer up from the back. So for the long throw.
I think that little passage of play there shows the difference between the 2 teams today. TLU opting for a long ball straight up to the forwards. Difficult to bring down.
Amundsen in towards the back post. I think last touch off a TLU player.
And CMS with 2 passes breaking the lines. Trying to create something that way.
It's a very nuanced difference, isn't it? Because if you look at it, maybe as someone unfamiliar with the game, you think the 2 teams playing very similar styles, but I think, like you pointed out, the difference, a couple more passes in the build-up for CMS before they look to put that ball over the top. Creates the space, maybe sucks the defenders in. Opens up the room for the forwards to run in behind. As this corner sent in towards the back post. Too much on that one, though. Corner kick number 14 goes begging for the Stags. Looks like Joao Maya is going to be able to come back into this game here. Does he have the key to unlock this Claremont Mudscripts defense? Not many have found it over the past 2 seasons, only conceding 13 goals. All 3 teams at this regional pod of the NCAA tournament have conceded more than 13 in this season alone. It's going to be Maya back into the game for Marco Roman, who comes off now as Towns is set to take the throw-in in an attacking area. Stays with TLU here for another throw. Ball into the feet of Maya just off the bench. And they'll have another throw. Just need a decent option here. It's a good job marking for the throw-in from CMS. Eventually Medina does get it. Looks to turn. Loses out though that time. Tyler Chen is a hard worker in the midfield. He's one of many for Coach Edwards. Maya wins it back here high up the field for the Bulldogs. Towns looks to go into the feet of Medina, does find it. Cries of handball here. I didn't see it from our angle. Lopez Rivera has to get this right. And his pass is intercepted. A chance for CMS to go the other way. Welker, though, intercepts. Gave his team a potential platform there to go forward on. Just can't keep the ball, though, in the final third. Towns now. He's got Medina ahead of him. Referee says no foul in the build-up. Medina now 1-against-1. Can he beat his man? Goes to the end line. Strong defending, though, from Grant Donaldson. Sophomore right back. Another one of these throws for TLU down their left side. Haven't been able to create anything of them in the past couple of minutes. This one, though, sent longer into the area. Donaldson meets it with the head. Collision at the edge of the area. Referee says nothing doing. Joao Maya on the juggle sends the volley towards the goal. Didn't catch it how he would have liked, though.
Number 18, Nate Brody.
Nate Brody into the game now for Donaldson. He's just involved defending there. You can see when we switch to the overhead view just how pretty much everybody in the field congregated in one area, and that's where the goal kick is sent. Towns gets it under control for TLU. Senior captain, looks like his career may be coming to an end here. It's been an excellent final season for him. Double-digit goals, including a terrific volley in the SCAC championship game, as well as 5 assists. His and Lopez Rivera's shoes will be difficult to fill for Coach Salazar, but besides that, it's a very young team. Luis Green, Marco Roman, plenty of others returning for next season. And what's sure to be a terrific, terrific SCAC. Had 3 teams qualify this year. And there's even more quality from the likes of Southwestern. Austin College had a good run with a young team. Justin Gadala, 6'2", 210, coming in now as a striker. Definitely looks like an old-fashioned target man. Let's get the ball to feet here. Can't hold it up that time, though. Joao Maya on the turn. Referee seems that he was fouled. Looks like it was green, actually. Doing everything he can. Had a good spell, I think, TLU in the opening 20 minutes of this half. And then, like you mentioned, there's the one chance, the golden opportunity that they couldn't take after Maya sent the ball across following a corner kick. Might there still be an avenue back into this game, though? Luis Green at the edge of the area, the left-footed shot. Looks like it may have taken a bobble before he could have the effort. It's a great first touch to get it under control.
Yeah. That's the ball that's been missing today for TLU, is that one into Luis Green's feet. It hasn't been as accurate as usual.
Yeah, particularly in the second half, he's been forced to come deep to get the ball and create something off the dribble. This one over the top, looking for Ting. Lopez Rivera meets it with the head. Down the line now for Blackman, sends it in towards the back post. Nobody there, though. It's one of the most accurate of crosses that allows Kevin Chavez to come forward now on the TLU right. Down the line now, looking for Ralph Miller, who loses out. TLU trying to come forward on the right. That time they win another throw. It's been an excellent, like you mentioned, a professional approach to this game from Claremont Mudscripts. Their head coach, Matt Edwards, trained up at the Southampton Academy in England, famous for producing top quality players. Looks like the coaching not too bad there as well. He's got his team well drilled. Some dropped off to Chavez. He loses out to Ethan Ting going the other way. He's got the run of Godala. Here is Godala. 1-against-1 with Mata. Cuts on to his left foot, drops it off. It's out for a throw. Green gets ahead to it. Gets a foot to it as well as he continues to try and come forward for the Bulldogs. It's good play in the middle there from Braulio Adam. Couldn't find the overlapping run, though, from Cameron Towns. Yeah, that's not a sight you want to see, though, is it, for Mata, as it was Justin Godala barreling forward towards him.
Yeah, it's like a steam train, isn't it? You don't want to get in the way of that. Knock you over.
Lopez Rivera towards the right side. Ralph Miller, the closest to it, in a black uniform. Miller doing all he can, but it's great defending from Ben Pels. Miller tracking back, but the ball eventually arrives at the feet of Ethan Ting. Good juggling there from the sophomore forward. Loses out, though. Lopez Rivera stepping up higher up the field. Ralph Miller in behind, potentially here for Nicholas Medina. The goalkeeper, that was quick off his line. Eduardo De Onda hasn't had a ton to do in this game. He stays focused there and does the task.
I think the two words that sum up this game is game management. Right, I think Claremont Mudscripts have done a fantastic job. Just nullifying every time the balls come their end.
And the early goal certainly helped. You mentioned before that opener went in how important it would be for TLU to avoid going down early, especially with the defensive record that the Stags have posted over the last 2 seasons. I think you were exactly right. That early goal really put TLU in a hole. And the second penalty put it out of sight as it looks here. Under a minute and a half to go. And it looks like a historic season maybe coming to an end here for TLU.
Yeah, I think TLU can definitely hold their heads up high. They've had a great season. And as you said, a very young team. So this is just going to provide a bit of experience possibly for next year.
Claremont now just looking to keep it in the corner. I think maybe that's why Godala was brought into the game. Use his strength just to hold it up for the Stags as Adam looks to get it clear. It's going to be another throw for the Californian side. Look poised to make a second round appearance. This will be their first NCAA tournament win since 2011 when they beat Chapman, who was independent at the time. And then they went on to lose to conference foes Redlands that year. And they're going to be set up to face the winner of UTD and Trinity, a game that we'll have following the conclusion of this game. Claremont just seeing it out here in the corner again. Like you mentioned, game management, just taking up the time. And for the TLU seniors, looks like their collegiate career is going to come to an end, as the Bulldogs season does as well. Clock runs out here. I say congratulations to them for a terrific year. Conference champions, represented the SCAC well, but came up against a extremely tough opponent here in the Claremont Mudscripts. Stags will be right back after a couple of minutes with Coach Matt Edwards and potentially a player from his side for a post-game interview, pitch side. We'll be right back with you for that one. For now, Ryan Figert joined by Chris Gress today. We're excited. We'll stick around for game number 2 here of NCAA tournament play. Trinity and UTD. Don't go anywhere. That's sure to be an excellent one. Thanks for watching, and we'll be right back.
On the fly.
Check, check, 1, 2. All right, Ryan Figert here, joined pitch side by Claremont Mudscripts player and coach here. Coach Edwards, I'll start with you. Great team performance here from start to finish, all the way up and down the roster. Everybody performed. What can you say about your team?
Yeah, it was definitely a collective effort. We certainly believe in our depth, and it's really important on Saturday, Sunday fixtures that we utilize everybody's strengths and get everybody in spots where they can help the program and help the team. So I was especially proud of everybody that was called upon, did exactly what they were asked, and did a great job. So really happy.
And then William, for you, obviously 2 goals from the penalty spot. How difficult were those? What was the pressure that you were feeling maybe stepping up to take those?
I mean, it was just some nerves. The chance that we get as a team and be able to put those away for them is fantastic. So it's just about a team effort, and I wouldn't have got those without us busting our butt.
Absolutely. And then looking forward now to Trinity or UTD, what can you say about a potential second-round matchup?
Yeah, we have so much respect for both of those programs. That's why we spent a bit of money and came out and played them in the preseason to prepare. We knew this was a likely destination for us. Obviously, throughout the course of the season, both teams have gone on to great success, and we're excited to watch the second game now and get prepared for tomorrow.
Awesome. Well, rest up and congratulations. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thanks so much. Appreciate it.
Ryan Figert will be right back with you for game number 2 here, Trinity against UTD. Don't go anywhere.